What's going on, traders? So just a quick update to let you guys know my thought process of the market. So at the beginning of the month, I said to you guys that I'm expecting the October candle to close as a doji, and it seems like we're going to likely get that. We've still got about 4 or 5 days until we get the monthly closure. But what I want to show you guys here is we've attempted to strike into this level 4 times and we failed to actually move above and higher. Now, this ain't a bad sign. This is a good sign because we're trying to strike these regions and we have a lot of liquidity now resting above. We've also attempted to take out August's high and we failed to do so. So as per I said, this is likely going to close as a doji, which is not a bad sign. Now, depending on how we close, if we do close a bit more bullish, it's always a good sign. And I would like to see that, but let's see what we can see on the lower time frames. So we've come into our OTE level. We've tapped into the fair value gap down here. We're closing above. On the daily time frame, we've been in consolidation mode for a while, and we're probably likely going to continue getting this. If we do see one strike lower, I would likely get in on some of the other coins that I'm looking to trade, and I'll show you that in a second. Now, this isn't looking too bad. We need to go on the low time frame to actually see if there's any possibility of what we can expect. So what we can see is prices come down. We've created a break of market structure, although not the greatest. We've come back down and we've impulsed above. Now price has just been within this range for a while. If I just put in a fib from these dealing ranges, so we have a dealing range from here and we have a dealing range from here. This is the discount side, this is the premium side. If we're going to take any positions, we want the total market cap to come into the discount side of this dealing range. We also now have this fib from these lows to this high. Price is tapped into the 61.8. We haven't yet tapped into the 78.6, which still remains a concern for me because there is a possibility we can come down, which isn't a bad thing. I would like to see it come into this level, and I'll probably take some longs on some positions. Now, all of this area down here is low resistance liquidity, low resistance highs, and I want to see that get taken out. If we can come and fulfill these levels here, this is a good sign for us to continue going higher. So around the 3.9 region. Now, BTC on the monthly time frame, we're still within this dealing range from this swing low to this swing high. Price hasn't actually yet come in to tap in the discount side of the dealing range. And as I said to you, there's a possibility, and that always remains open for me right now, that price can come in and tap in to around the 100K region. Now, we're likely going to close as a doji on this as well, and again we've come into this level, we've closed above, but we remain in consolidation mode over the last 4 to 5 months. On the weekly time frame, you can see that price has attempted to close above these levels down here of around 125K, and we failed to do so. We've come straight back down. Price came just shy of 100K, and we've moved back up. Nothing has actually changed because we've just been in this consolidation mode for the last 3-4 months. On the daily time frame, what we can see is price is within this range, so we can actually look to put a fib from this swing low to this swing high. So this price action we had down here, so this move that we had on Tuesday gave us some hope as price comes into around the 114K region, and then price also on Friday comes into around the 112K region. Now these are good signs because price is attempting to push above, but I don't like how slowly price is moving up from here. So if we see on the lower time frame on the 4-hour, we can see that price is just slowly creeping up, and this is just building loads of low resistance, low liquidity, and likely going to take us out first before we move up. And that's what I want to see. Just to reiterate, as per my previous videos, that we had a break of market structure to the upside. Around this area has been a bit aggressive, but the build up to this break of market structure was a bit weak. We've come back down, tapped into 61.8, and now we're continuing to move up, but very, very slowly, similarly to what we can see down here. Now, if we can get another drive to the downside around these regions, I'm going to look for positions. I will look for longs on BTC, and I'll also look for longs on some altcoins. On the other side of the coin, what we can see is a potential fib structure from A, B, price tapping into the 78.6 level, and you can see pain point target number 1 is at 100K. So that still remains open, and I'm always open to that idea. Now on Ethereum, within the weekly time frame, we're still within this range down here. We're in the discount side of the dealing range, which is great. We've taken out the liquidity, we've tapped into the key PDRA. I'm looking bullish. I'm looking bullish on Ethereum, and on the daily time frame, I'm still in my position and my whole position remains open. I haven't moved my stop losses to break even yet, but I have a lot of hope for Ethereum to hitting at least 5k, if not 6k, for this specific trade setup that I'm taking. Now, just to break it down on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see on the 4 hours, we had aggressive displacement to the upside, created a break of market structure, price comes back into our entry OTE level, and we took an entry around the 61.8% level, and price has just been consolidating within this range for the last 3 weeks. Now, it's not the best looking price action, but I'm still expecting price to move up. If we do come back down and take out these liquidity areas, this could be a good sign for us. And it can also be an opportunity for you to get in at a better entry than I have to look for the upside. The first targets would be around these highs. So target number 1 is around 4.5k, and then target number 2 would be at the swing high down here, and then I'm looking for at least 5k, if not 6k on Ethereum. There's not much else to actually update you guys on. I want to wait until the monthly candlestick closes until we get a better understanding and a better reading of where the market's going to go. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Now, there is something else I want to update you guys on. I called this coin on Virtuals about a month and a half ago, and I told you guys if Virtual goes below $1, please look to buy it. And I bought at some great positions on Virtuals. Now, these red lines you can see there are basically my DeFi liquidity pool positions, and I'm currently running a DeFi position on Virtuals, and we finally come back in within the range of this liquidity pool. So I'm finally earning some fees again. But what I wanted to show you guys is this has a very, very good opportunity for us to reach at least $5 to $6. And this call that I've given you, if you enter at the right time, we've actually almost 4x our capital if you bought at the swing lows. Now, I mentioned to you guys the Virtuals protocol ecosystem is a great ecosystem, and you want to look into the coins within the ecosystem to purchase. A couple of days ago, we had an announcement that all agent tokens are now on Coinbase, which obviously caused this big move to the upside on Virtuals and all the other coins within the ecosystem. So I've got a current token within the ecosystem, Game AI, and I bought at the lows down here, and I was running at around a 6x almost, and I'm going to hold this position for a while. In fact, I'm going to wait until Virtuals protocol get to at least around $5 to $6. Price has pulled back down. I'm currently running at 2 to 3x, but there's no point of me closing my position yet because I do have a lot of conviction on this coin. So I'm going to wait until we see price move above on Virtuals at least to $5 to $6 before I close the position. And as we move within my liquidity pool range, or my top end of my liquidity pool range of $3, I'll close the position and open a new one. One thing I'm going to tell you guys is liquidity pools is the best way for you to make the maximum amount of returns on the coins that you're currently holding. I'll create some separate videos to help you understand more about liquidity pools, and once you understand this, it will blow your mind. You would begin to realize that you've been trading and you've been doing crypto wrong all this time. Now, if there's any other movement that we have in the market over the next 4 to 5 days, I will let you guys know. As for now, I'm going to wait until we get the monthly closure before I give you a better update on what's happening in the market. So like always, subscribe, share, like, and turn on your notification bells. I'll see you in the next video.